Hello! Welcome to the stream of streaminess, where we are streaming from the place that I'm streaming from, which is where I am streaming right now. Streaming from where I am to where you are over the internet. And that's a little technology lecture for you there. All of my engineering prowess boiled down into that analysis. So I hope that that brightened your day. You know, you learn something new every day, and I've just shared some knowledge with you. So good. Glad to have done that. I am here today with as ever, with my co-star Gray, who is, as ever, sleeping. She's working very hard on giving you guys the best possible experience. And as such, the bed isn't quite as tidy as I would have it, because I can't pull that bit any further down, because that would disturb her when she's sleeping. And if you disturb a cat while they're sleeping, then that makes you a terrible person. So I haven't done that. I'm still just slightly getting set up, but I thought I'd pop the camera on just to say hi to you guys. So if you just bear with me while I do that, I will do. I love her too. She's great, isn't she? You will notice, or you might not notice, but you might notice that under our channel reward requests, we now have a new thing. And that new thing, I mentioned it on the Discord earlier, is you can spend 800 channel points for treats for Gray. So if you buy that, I will give Gray a treat. She may not wake up for it, I don't know. I'll certainly offer it to her. It's limited to 5 redemptions per stream, because if I give her more than that, she'll start getting chomky and get tummy ache, which we don't want. And one's just come through. So I'll do that in a sec. Oh, heck, I'll do it now. Reward for being on the stream early. I'm only going to do... Okay, 3 requests come through straight away. I may need to increase the cost. But the first one I will just do now. I'll space these out a bit to, I think, give her the best possible experience. So these are Dreamies, which she enjoys greatly. Hi. Whoop. What's this? What is this? Here you go. She says thank you. I'll give her the next couple in a little bit. Give it a couple of minutes. Space them out a little bit. She is adorable, isn't she? Now she's considering going back to sleep. Right, so I'll just carry on getting set up. Sorry, bear with. Let me just ping people on the Discord. At stream notify. Bear with me. Right. She cleans your hand, yeah. Hello, Shiva. Welcome to the stream. Oh, May's drawing a Lucien again. Yay, that's very exciting. Oh, you'll match every treat you give Gray with a treat for your cat. That's very sweet. I like that. That will make me happy. Give your cat all the treats. Treats are good. So this is our modding workshop stream, which we run every Thursday. So I'll be working on a couple of patches actually today for Lucien, which I will be doing, and you'll get to vote on which one we start on first in a minute. So we're going to be doing that, and I'll be answering any questions that you guys have. I will be disabling the roleplay and sing and stuff reward requests shortly. when we get started in order to not hold things up a bit. Hello, Ninja. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm going to be being productive and doing some voice acting and programming and stuff, and it's going to be great. Oh, I'm pinging. Don't ping, Joseph. Right. Okay. Done that. Ping the Discord. I probably won't ping Facebook because I ping them every week and I don't want to get too annoying with my notifications. I don't know. Do you guys ever get annoyed when people who you follow on Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr, do you guys ever get annoyed when they post their stream, when they post whenever... Words. Do you guys get annoyed when they do a post whenever they're streaming, or do you find that helpful? Because I know we have the opt-in notifications on the Discord, but obviously you can't opt in for notifications on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. So what do you think? Do you find that helpful or annoying when that happens? I don't know. I'm so pleased, Shiva, because I had to endure Ooh, Detective Lucien being stuck in my head for weeks after I recorded that, and before, you know. Oh, thanks for the follow, XyleX, and welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy the tiny Lucien walking in the corner. That's another Shiva creation. Oh, hello, Cat Nerd. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Zelda. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I hope you're all having lovely days. Okay, everyone agrees it's a good reminder, so I'm going to annoy Facebook. And people can always tell me to shut up. So let's just do that. Copy and paste the old Discord thingamawhatsit. Ooh, Detective Lucien. So you got it in my head now. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. He's on the case. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien's got a handsome face. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien's gonna solve the crime. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien's gonna make the song rhyme. Oh, I need to write another 6 verses for that. So we'll copy and paste that. Put that there. Put it on the old Twitters. Oh, Tiny Lucien will be guest starring again today. As soon as we start showing you my screen, I'll be sure to summon him. I love Tiny Lucien. It's one of my favourite things ever, so thank you so much for sending that in, Shiva. Hashtag Skyrim mods. Hashtag modding tutorial? Is that a thing? I'm going to make that a thing. Hashtag Lucien Flavius. Hashtags are weird. It's a weird word, hashtag, isn't it? Hashtag. Hashtag. Strange to say. Hashtag. Hashtag. Semantic saturation now, isn't it? There we go. And now Tumblr. Maybe you're just supposed to say Tumblr for that. I don't know. I can't help but say Tumblr. An album of Detective Lucien themed songs, please. I mean, we are building up a little list, a little what do you call it, portfolio of songs, because we got chopping wood, and I'm really cold. Chopping wood, something. So I can't remember how that goes now. This song doesn't rhyme because I'm making it up. Chopping wood, and then fall unconscious. Ooh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Excavate, excavate, what we're gonna find. Excavate, excavate, leave nothing behind. Lucien Flavius, hashtag Skyrim mods, hashtag creation kit, hashtag modding tutorial. That's probably enough Tumblr tags now. There we go. And now I've saturated the internet. The number sign, yeah. A hashtag is not actually correct. The symbol is called a hash. Oh. So a hashtag is when you tag it with a hash. Got it. It's a hashtag because it's a tag identified by a hash. It's definitely another pound sign. Oh, you got a Morrowind pack via Twitch. Why? I guess it must be from yesterday because this is definitely a Skyrim stream. That's definitely the category we're on today. Yeah, it must be from yesterday, from when you watched yesterday while you were playing. Because they do drops. You get Legends drops by watching Legends streams. So our Legends stream yesterday must have awarded you with a drop. So I hope you enjoy it. Right, now that's all set up, and I think it's high time to redeem that second Treats for Grey. So this is the one from May now, which I'll go and provide her with. Hello. Hey. Look. Look at it, these treats. Enjoy. That's it. All gone. That's it for now. One more in a bit. She gets dreamies. For 800 channel points, you can give Grey dreamies. It's a new thing. Oh, there you go. That's fine. Cool. Right, shall we get started? So today we are working on some more Creation Club interaction patches for Lucien. And there are two that I want to get stuck into today, and those two are Campfire, which is the one that adds a little camp that you can move around, and you can place in the world, and it adds a fast travel marker to go back to that camp. So I thought we could add some lines for Hydrate from Stalia. Thought we could add some lines for Lucien to talk about that. And the other one is backpacks, which are some very stylish backpacks, adventurers backpacks that you can wear, which get added by that one. And I thought it'd be fun to give Lucien some comments on wearing a backpack and wanting a backpack and different kinds of backpacks and stuff. So they're both quite small. There aren't quests involved, so it'll be quite easy for us to set up interactions for those. So I thought we might certainly get through one during the stream. But the question is, which one would you like first? So we're going to do a little poll for that. You can vote for either. Let's go. What CC file should we start with? And you can vote 1 for camping, and you can vote 2 for backpacks. Let's vote 1 for camping, vote 2 for backpacks. The poll will be 3 minutes long, and I've just started it. But yeah, I'll see you, Check Morticia. Been lovely having you here, however briefly. I'll see you again soon. Right, so yeah, I've just started that poll, so you guys vote, or if you don't have a preference, I'll just pick one at random. But there's votes coming in for backpacks first. But yeah, pick. No, it's not Campfire by Chesco. It's not the mod. It's the Creation Club file, which is camping. So we're doing Creation Club interactions here. And if you want to vote, you've got to vote using the interface, which should be there. There's a little poll window in the chat for you to click on. And if you're not seeing that, then you need to type !vote 1 if you want to vote 1, or !vote 2 if you want to vote 2. I think it's exclamation mark. But yes, either of those, pick one. Is that right? Is that how you do the vote thing, chat people? I think that's how you do the vote thing. It's currently neck and neck between camping and backpacks. We will, of course, be doing both of these. It's just a question of which one of these we do first that you're voting for. Feel free to vote as many times as you like. You get one vote for free, and then another one using channel points or bits. So either. And obviously subscriber votes count twice, because I always think it's important to reward you guys who are kind enough to subscribe, really. Because if you're supporting the stream like that, I think it's good to try and do more what you want. I don't know. It feels like a nice way of giving back. Oh, 26 viewers. That built up quickly. Yeah. In the meantime, I will be getting this all set up. Oh, this is very controversial. It's very neck and neck. Camping's on 11 votes at the moment. Backpack's on 10. So, what does backpacks for his applesauce mean? Is that a thing? Is that a meme or something? Let's close all this stuff down. Excavate, excavate, what we gonna find? Excavate, excavate, leave nothing behind. Excavate, excavate, right, so that's set. That's set. Let's summon our best friend, Tiny Lucien. I've lost the folder for it. Here we are. So that he'll be here for you. I know you can't see my screen. I'll show you my screen in a minute. Let's run that. Hello, Sacrilitius. You, however I pronounce your name. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's lovely to have you here. Oh, Shiva and Noon are burning through those points against each other. Right, and it looks like the winner is Backpacks. Just by 1 vote. Backpacks won. By 13 votes to 12 votes. So with quite a significant contribution from Ninja there. But yes, cool. So that's the vote. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to start with the Backpacks interaction patch. So let's go ahead and open up the creation kit. And I will switch my screen across to letting you guys see. Yeah, sorry, Shiva. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as Bruce Almighty says. Right. Camera switcheroo. Screen avec camera. There we go. Tiny down in the corner now. Yeah, there's a kitty in the background. And now it's been a little while again. I'm going to redeem the 3rd person who requested to give her treats. So there we go. I'm going to go and do that. Hello. Here's a treat. Enjoy. She's baffled as to why she's being brought treats. She doesn't normally get them while she's asleep. But there we go. Right, and it's never a nuisance to use up your channel points. That's what they're for. So now that we're going to start some modding, I'm going to disable the more intrusive channel point options. So you can still do treats for Grey. You can do another 2 of those during this stream. Lights off, I'm going to turn off because I can't turn off the sun. Glasses off, I'm going to turn off because I need to be able to see to mod. I can't be singing, I'm afraid, because that's going to slow everything down. It's going to be difficult to mod while role-playing as Lucien, so I'm going to reject that one from before and pause it. So that will refund those points. I'm not going to talk like a pirate, and we're not going to be changing game. However, you can still request shout out, timeout, emote only chat, and treats for Grey. And of course the other ones that are provided by Twitch, you know, the usual emote and highlight message things. So, just with this then today, we're going to be working on these patches. Here's my guest star, Tiny Lucien, there for you, by the way. We're going to be working on these patches, but this is a modding workshop. So if at any point you guys have any questions at all about the modding process, about Lucien, about advice for your own mods, opinions that you want from me about whether something might work or not, you should always feel free to ask any questions at any point, and I will stop and explain anything to you guys, because this is supposed to be a sort of back and forth here. I will teach you whatever you want to know about modding, really. So at any point, feel free to chime in and let me know what you'd like me to do. But otherwise, in the meantime, when we've got no questions to be working through, I'll be cracking on with this. Yes, assistant Tiny Lucien. And do remember, you guys, if you're out of points, if you're a subscriber to the channel, you earn points at double the normal rate. So if that is something you're interested in having, more points, then that's probably worth knowing. But of course, none of you should ever feel remotely obliged to subscribe or support me monetarily in any way, because I will keep doing this for free, because this is what I like doing. But it is really lovely, those of you who've chosen to support me, honestly. It's super kind of you. So, yeah, whatever. Whatever you feel like doing is wonderful by me. So, backpacks. Nope, that's not how we spell backpacks. There we go. I'm going to load that up. And we're going to load up Lucien.esp, so we can create a patch that depends on both. Lucien, I'm going to have to remove you from that because it's going to disappear in a second. Let's pop you down there. There we go. Lucien's now activated, and we're going to run that. The Ripchin redeemed more treats for Grey. I'll do them in a minute. Give me 1 minute to get started on all of this, and then I'll go and give her another one. Right. So we're going to go with... Well, I'm going to copy and do my usual sort of hacky way of creating the patch. Just copy and paste a thing. Copy as override into... And we're going to have a new file with the ESL flag, which is Lucien Backpacks patch. That's the Lucien Backpacks patch with a capital P. You spilled tea down your shirt. Oh, that's no good, May. I'm sorry to hear that. Right, so we've now copied that in, and that's given us a master dependency on backpacks, and now I'm going to add the second master dependency using right-click, add masters, Lucien, there we go, and we've got the two master dependencies we need now. We've got one on backpacks, and we've got one on Lucien, so we can go ahead and delete the armor add-on that we just added, so this is an empty patch now, isn't it, Tiny Lucien? Yes, it's very good. And, yeah, all good to go, all good to now fire this up in the creation kit. And get that started. Let's get it started. So where is it? There it is, down there. Boom. Created by Joseph Russell. That's not how you spell my name. There we go. Lucien Backpacks patch version 1. What are we on now? 5.0b. I think that's where we're up to. So we're going to call it that to keep version parity with the main mod. And load that all up. Yes, exactly. That is exactly why I put a limit on the number of treats. Because I can't give her loads of them or she'll not be very well. But she does enjoy them. So while that's loading, I'm going to give her the next one. And I'll make it big so that you can see more clearly what's going on. Hello, another treat for you from the Ripchin. Nice. Best guest star. Yeah, we have a very strict auto sensor that is often very it often goes too far in its censoring, but I'd rather it did that and we caught everything than stuff going through the net. So sometimes it does just censor random things without much apparent need for it. But then I have my override button to then let stuff through. So that should be fine. Right, so if you could just let go of my mouse, Tiny Lucien. Let's switch back to the screen with camera. Here we are, and we'll get started. So we're going to go create a quest. I'm going to filter this, of course, by JR Lucien, so we can create a new quest here. And this is going to be Oh, Ninja says, Joseph, may I please see the cat door stopper when you have a free moment because it looks really cute. Did I leave that in the background? I did, didn't I? I'll show you. Hang on. Let's go camera big. This is my cat doorstop, which I think is cute. I like it. Holds the door open or closed for me, that's what doorstops do. And then this is my other one, which I use for my window door. I have a window door thing on the other side that you can't see, but that needs a doorstop as well, otherwise it swings in the wind. So I have cats. I have cats to help keep the room sorted, keep the doors, stop them from banging left and right. Yeah, I have 2. Can never have enough cat doorstops. I'm very happy too. Right, let's switch back. So, we're creating the quest. J.R. Lucien. CC backpacks. This should be a very simple quest, really. It shouldn't even need any stages in it. But of course, our usual conditions. We're going to have get is ID. J.R. Lucien. I think they're cute. Right. J.R. Lucien. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Then we're going to have get is sneaking. Is sneaking. We're going to say is sneaking equals 1. No, not is 1. It's got to be 0. So these aren't going to be said while Lucien is sneaking. Is that all we need? Backpacks, get his ID and is sneaking. Probably fine. We can always come and add to this later on if we think of any other conditions that we need to add. So we've done those. We're not going to need any quest stages at all, or objectives, or aliases, or scripts, so we're all set up to get started. So I can now toggle to show only the active forms, which just shows that one for us. I'll just rearrange this a little bit. You mate, you want to sit on that? Oh, he falls. There you go, sit there. No. Oh, you can't unless it's the currently active window, right? Okay. Anyway, backpacks. Whoop. Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to yeet you quite like that, buddy. I wanted you to hang on to the window, but you're not going to do that. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You stay. You do your thing. Right. So, the question is, this is really something to think about in advance before you start doing this, which is, what lines can Lucien possibly say about backpacks? Well, they're probably going to be, we're going to have a hello, have some hellos to do with backpacks, probably. Hello, you seem to be wearing a backpack. I'm not wearing a backpack. I would like a backpack. This is a very heavy backpack. It's called a backpack because it's a pack which goes in your back. Isn't that clever? And so on and so forth. I will, of course, be taking many suggestions from all of you, if you can think of anything intelligent to say about backpacks. Oh, another Treats for Grey request. All right, so that is now the 5th one, and we've now hit the limit on Treats for Grey. So pausing redemptions for that, because we have when I've done that, that will be her quota of treats for now. Right. There we go. Yeah, we can do these comments short. So, first thing that I thought of is a little song. Run, run, run and jump. I can wear a backpack while we run. Run, run, run and jump. I can wear a backpack while we run. Good afternoon, Samantha. Welcome to the stream. Yes, that's a good idea, local witch goblin. Do you think we could rest? My backpack is getting very heavy. That is good. That is a good line that we can have. Right, so. Run, run, run and jump. Oh, good afternoon, Priest of Hedges. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 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 So, this one. Now, I need to check this, because there is an item slot that is occupied. Oh, hang on, I'm just going to switch back while I say. Oh, we still are switched back. That's good. Right, there is an item slot that is occupied by the camera, by the backpack, and I need to check that to identify whether or not a backpack is currently being worn. Run, run, run and jump. I can be a backpack while you run. Which is, of course, for those of you not in the know, is a very niche reference, because we like the pop culture references for Lucien. It's a niche reference to the Seagulls song from the bad lip reading of Star Wars, sung by Yoda. Oh, it's not called Backpacks, it's called Adventurer's Backpack. I should probably change the name of the patch, but I'll do that afterwards. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I'm on small screen now. I've shrunk myself down. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, backpack for lots of sweet rolls is an excellent use. Right, so we have got the Adventurous Backpack creation, which has all these different kinds of backpack. Now, the question is, am I going to do this by checking if the backpack slot is occupied, which in theory could be occupied by things which aren't backpacks, by other mods? Or am I going to do a stack of ores for each of these possible backpacks, which might be a better way to do it, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That'll have a narrower region of things it'd actually play for, because there will be some other mods that do add backpacks that would also trigger for if I did it by the item slot. But it would mean things like wings or whatever that might occupy the same slot wouldn't trigger it. So I think we'll do that. So we're going to get equipped. Nope. Nope. Get equipped. Get equipped. I think it's a very good Creation Club thing, really. It's quite cheap. And I like it. Right, here are all the different backpacks we've got. Oh, heck. Okay, I'm going to have to open up the backpacks file in SSE Edit and figure out which of these is actually... Which of these is what? Seagulls, they poke your knees. Seagulls, stop it now. Mead keg backpack is best backpack, if you say so. Is there a mead keg backpack? Is that an option? I don't think it is on this one. I think that might be from another mod. But I do love the cells of the... I think they're made by Fading Signal? Yeah, Fading Signal. Which is always a good source for good design. Does great work, Fading Signal does. Right, so... Armor. These are the ones... Ah, so the other ones are the constructible objects. So that's them in the construction lists. Right, so this... These are the ones that we want. I'm going to do an ore. How many different ones have we got here? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 backpacks. So I'm going to need to copy and paste this 16 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We should only have to do this once. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hello and welcome to Counting with Joseph. 16, where we learn to count numbers. 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh no, I made a mistake. Let's start again. 1, 1.1, 1.11, 1.111. No, that's not that. We're never going to get anywhere with that. Oh, that's good, May. Oh, that's really good. Sorry. My backpack's been quite sad recently. I call that emotional baggage. Oh, I'm going to have to use that. Do you mind, May, if we steal that and put that in the mod? Can I please make Lucien make that joke? Because that's funny. I think that's really funny. Can I? Thank you. That's going to go in there. Now count in other languages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so adventure bedroll. Okay, so we ran out of numbers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 23, 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There, that was better than you expected me to be able to do, wasn't it? I might be mixing up Spanish and Italian. What are you going to do about it if I am? Can't stop me. Oh, Lucien, mate, where you going? Ventura, basic, fine. Oh, why, thank you, the Ripchin. I try. Yeah, my German is not good. It has been many years since I last learned German. I did it for 1 year at school. Just about scraped through. Ooh, we've got multiple options here. We've got bedroll full, what? So different variants depending on whether there's stuff in it or not, I think. So we better include these as well. This is going to be a big stack. The seagulls will poke your knees. Now, the condition stack does have a timeout that does happen if you have too many checks that are too intensive. So we may well find it does in fact time out when we actually come to testing this, in which case we'll have to choose a different condition stack. Maybe narrow it down a bit to be more specific, but we'll find out. Ha, no, I didn't choose it for GCSE. Hello, Vickle08, welcome to the stream. Wonderful to have you here. Wow, German A-level sounds challenging. Now, where do we get to with this? Hunter full bedroll, so on to the next one in the stack. Mage? Mage bedroll? Mage bedroll there. And then thief. And then under that we'll have thief bedroll. Nope. We're getting there. No, that's not it. There we are, thief bedroll. The thief! Stop thief. Thief bedroll, thief full. And then thief. Thief full bedroll full. Now what are those? If we look at those last ones. Thief full is the thief backpack, and the thief not full is dark leather. Right. Fine is fine leather. Adventurer, and then hunter full is hunter, and hunter not full is just fur. Got it. Cool. So those are our 16 variants. Can you do the alphabet in German? No, I can't. Join us next week. Oh, Lucien got a sweet roll. Russian sounds difficult. I don't think I'd have much hope at speaking that. I can do French though. A B C D E F G H I U F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V T U V W X Y Z. Alors, la français, bibliothèque. Le petit coccinelle. Le chien est sous la table. So now, that's checking whether Lucien is wearing any kind of backpack. And now we need to make this only play if he's outside, because the songs are annoying if you're inside. Is in interior equal 0. This is what I've learned, you see. If you're outside, you're less likely to be in the middle of an important scene. So we're going to go through that massive stack. And then we're going to say... Not only are you in, we're going to have a get random % to make this very unlikely to happen. And that's going to be less than 1. So that's going to be a 1% chance. And we're going to add a second one with that to make it even more unlikely. And we're going to say that's going to be less than or equal to, or less than 50%. That'll bring us down to 0.5. Might be better to go slimmer than that. Let's go 30. So this becomes a very rare line. No, I'm going to change that actually. We'll keep it less than 1 because this is only going to play if you are currently running, which does narrow down the condition a bit. Actually, we will keep a kind of reduction. We'll keep a 50% reduction to make it rare, and then we'll say is running on the player has to be equal to 1. So if the player is currently running, Welsh, no, that I definitely wouldn't stand a chance with. Run, run, run and jump. I can wear a backpack while we run. Yeah, that'll do. Cool. So if Lucien is wearing a backpack while you are running, and the random %, 0.5% chance, then we're all set for that line. And we're going to make it random. We're going to make it only play once every 24 hours. And we're all set. There we go. First one done. Now, what was the next suggestion that we had? We had the one about the sad backpack. So I've copied and pasted that. We're going to move that into a hello. And this one, the hello now, is going to be... What was the line? What was the line, May? Let me just back... I'm looking up through the thing to try and find it. Here we are. My backpack's been quite sad recently. Talk about emotional baggage. And Lucien's delighted with that joke, so we're going to make him happy. There we go. Now that's random. Again, requires Lucien to have a backpack. Player doesn't need to be running. It can play in an interior. We are going to keep a get random % to try and reduce the probability of that being said. But only slightly. We're going to bring that down to 50%. Just 50% of the time that's valid for the stack, provided Lucien is wearing a backpack. No, I think that needs to be even lower than that. Let's bring it down to 30%. We can always tweak it. So 30% of the time, that line will be added to the random stack. So 30% of the time, that line will be valid to be considered as a random option. And the rest of the time, it won't be. Stalia redeemed hydrate. Lovely. Very important to keep hydrated. Right, get random percents rule done. So that's another line all set. So we've got that silliness, we've got that silliness. Now, what else did we have? What were the other ideas? There was one about, do you think we could rest? Oh, of course, this has got to check that Lucien is the one wearing the backpack. Yeah, that's all fine. And this was checking that the player, Lucien's wearing the backpack and the player is running. Yeah. The player is running. I think, probably, Lucien has also got to be running. That's going to really reduce the probability of this line being said, which is good. So we will cut the get random percent there. We may need to, this is the sort of thing that you sort of figure out by trial and error. But what we're checking here is both Lucien and the player are both running, hence while we run. Running or jumping? Is jumping, is that a thing? Get jumping? Get is jumping? This is how you do everything here. Okay, it's not a thing. But I will just check. Creation kit get is jumping. Condition. Ooh, someone's looked it up. Any way to find out if a player is jumping with papyrus? No. No, there isn't. So that's fine. We don't need jumping. Player is running, and Lucien is running, and get random percent is less than 1, and he's wearing a backpack. That's fine. So now we had a second one, which was, do you think we could rest? My backpack is getting heavy. Do you think we could maybe stop for a rest? My backpack is getting heavy. And Lucien is a touch sad here. Because he tired. Sad Lucien. Right, now for this one, we're going to check that the player... We're not fast. It can... no, this is only going to play outside. The player is running. Doesn't matter if Lucien is running. Get random percent we'll have at less than 1. For now. And then we're going to add a time check to this. Get time. Get time? Is it time? Get current time. That's it. Get current time. And we're going to say that has to either be... So this is going to be... It's either got to be getting towards night time. So greater than or equal to, let's say, 8 o'clock. And that's going to be greater than or equal to that, or less than or equal to, let's say, 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's either greater than 8 o'clock at night or less than 1 o'clock in the morning. And at that time, Lucien will say this line. With a 1% chance. It's got to be lower than that. Because this is less niche now. We don't want him to do this every day, you see. So we'll bump it down a bit further. And of course, the get random percents have to be our final condition. So make sure you've got a backpack equipped. This is a long condition stack. This might upset it. Check that. Check you're not in an interior. That the player's running. That the current time is greater is night time, and you're less than that. There we go. Yes, there should be a U after the do. Well spotted. Thank you, Vickle. Most appreciated. Hello, Macon. Welcome to the stream. Lord of all Frogs says, loving the first step of the follower mod tutorial. Looking forward to the rest. Good. I'm glad you found that useful. Great. Yes. No, I'm looking forward to doing the rest as well. I think it'll be a really good series. Well, if I insist on myself. I mean, I'm looking forward. I think it'll be good fun. Do you think technically NPCs can't jump? Yeah, no, NPCs probably can't jump, but the player can. Oh yeah, Shiva, please DM me with their base head for the badge. That'd be awesome. Let me just check. You probably don't want me to show it on stream. Or have you put it in the Discord? Something about the backpack for the applesauce thing there from Nuna. I will find out what that means. But yeah, DM me with it if you like, Shiva, sure. Really excited for that. Thank you so much. We're getting loyalty badges, by the way, of Lucien wearing different hats for subscribing. So if you subscribe for multiple months in a row, you get Lucien, a little badge of Lucien with a different hat next to your name, which should be really cool. In the chat. Right, could you maybe not fill my backpack with more firewood, as a suggestion from Shiva, which I love. We'll have that. Thing is, unfortunately, I can't really add that to the trading dialogue. Because that's tricky to add to existing dialogue stacks. It's tricky to do with a patch, because then you have, when you have multiple patches that both add to the trading dialogue, they tend to conflict with one another. Which can be a problem. But I could have it as a hello. Oh, I love it, Shiva. I absolutely love it. That looks amazing. Fantastic work. Well done. Looking forward to sharing that with everyone else. Oh, Lucien's gone for my mouse. Something about giant toes or ingredients starting to congeal in his backpack. Yeah, that's a great idea. Nuna, I have a question about Lucien. Why won't he stay sitting down if I ask him to sit somewhere? Probably because if you ask him to sit somewhere, then that counts as waiting. You're telling him to wait in that spot. Possibly. Which probably then causes his sandbox thing to activate, because you know he has relax while waiting, activated by default. So if you tell him to wait sitting down, he probably then activates his his relaxing package, which probably causes him to then wander around while waiting. So you probably want to toggle that off if you're trying to take a specific picture with him while sitting down. If you go in the MCM and turn off the relax while waiting button, that probably, not guaranteed, but probably should make him actually do what you want him to do and stay sitting down. Possibly. Maybe when the Dragonborn is chopping wood, he could say that. He could. It's difficult. I'll need to look up to see whether there is a way of checking specifically whether the Dragonborn is currently chopping wood. Lots of ideas now that I'm going to forget about. But right, okay. Because I've got too many on my brain at once. But yes, cool. Right, so do you think maybe we stop for a rest? My backpack is getting heavy. That's a good one that we've got now. So... yeah, let me know whether that works for you, Nuna. Unfortunately, I can't really detect when you've just picked up a giant's toe. But I could check whether you've got it. I'm sure there's things we can do with this. Oh, thanks so much for subscribing, Zelda! That's really kind of you. Are these glings not working, by the way, or is it my speakers? Because I haven't heard a gling in ages. Like, that gling didn't come through. But my speakers have a thing where if they haven't heard a sound recently, they go into sleep mode, and then I don't hear the first sound that happened, so I might not have heard the gling. But yay, thank you so much for subbing, Zelda. That's super kind. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Right, let's do the next one then. Right, so I think this is how we're going to do the firewood thing. Before you ask, no, there's no room in my backpack for any more firewood. Not a single log. Sorry. Oh, you heard the gling. Good. Then it's just my speakers. Li-Fi, I'm afraid we don't have swearing in the chat. So if you could avoid... so I'm just going to deny your message that you just put through. But does anyone know of a good Skyrim UI I can use if I can't get Sky UI working on SE? I mean, Sky UI does work perfectly well on SE, as far as I'm aware. Oh, hang on, just got to ban a troll. There we go, just banned that troll. And then yes, Li-Fi. I'm afraid I haven't heard of any other any other UI mods other than Sky UI. That's pretty much all I've heard of. Sorry, but it does work on SE. So you might want to give it another try, or maybe get in touch with the Sky UI team and see if they can provide any support with the problems you're having. Oh, I like that, with the potion bottle break or whatever. That's a fun idea. Right. Hello, Bonnie Fluff. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so now we need to set up the conditions for this. So this one is not going to have a get random % condition on it, I don't think. But what it is going to have a get item count. For firewood. Now let me see if I remember the firewood code. I think it might just be firewood. If I just type that, firewood 01, brilliant. Because they originally planned on having multiple firewoods, apparently. Okay, and if Lucien already has at least 3 logs of firewood, and if the player has one or more logs of firewood. So then, before you ask, no, there's no room on my backpack for any more firewood, not a single log, sorry. So Lucien is wearing a backpack, and the player has firewood to give Lucien, and Lucien already has some. All set. Oh, well, sorry, Li-Fi. I wish you luck with that. That's definitely a question for the Sky UI support team, I think, if you're struggling. Do make sure you've got SKSE. That's a thing. Make sure you've got the latest version of SKSE installed, of course. If you don't have that, the Skyrim Special Edition script extender, then you won't be able to run Sky UI. But apart from that, I'm afraid I don't have any ideas. Right. So what was the next one? Right, okay. My backpack has gone suspiciously damp. I think a potion may have broken. Sorry. And now this is only going to be valid if Lucien has some potions. So we're going to check for potion. Is that a thing? Is it potion healing potion? Heal. No. Potion. What are they called? What's the ID for this then? Out of the way, buddy. He is apologetic. It's because he's British. I know he's Imperial, but he's also British. Now this doesn't tell us what the ID is. So we'll have to find it ourselves. Let's see. Potion. Consumable? Maybe? Ingredient? That's probably not right. It might be. Let's have a look under ingredient. The seagulls will poke your knees. No. So, Misc item? No, not under there. This is how we do most things in modding, really, is all trial and error. Right, weather, world space, voice time, water, weapon, static, talking tree, talking activator, sound marker, soul gem, shout, scroll, scene, visual effect, quest, projectile, perk, package, outfit, movement type, not a miscellaneous item, material object, nope, leveled item, nope. Somewhere here, it'll be really obvious. Oh, posture check and hydrate. Thank you, guys. Posture is terrible. We'll find it. So it wasn't ingredient. If I bring this mic up a little bit further, that might encourage my posture to stay more upright. Okay. Equip type, object effect. Dialogue, debris, combat style, constructible object, container, climate, color, class style. We're running out of things here. Camera shot, book, alchemical apparatus. Wow, what are all these supposed to be to do with? Was all of this cut? All of this might have just been cut from the game. Ingestible! That's it. Ingestible. Right. Potion of extreme healing. Restore health. That's what they're going to be called. Restore health. Yay, glad it worked, Nuna. Right. I'm only going to add a selection of these rather than all of them. I think we'll probably just do the health potions. Because, you know, there's so many different... This is the only one I think that an NPC, a follower, will tend to use as health potions, so there's not much point giving them more than that. So we'll add the health potions as options. Seagulls, stop it now. Seagulls, stop it now. Right. Cool. And we'll just leave that last one as an and that's fine. If he has any of those, then he might say that line. Sorted. Job done. Right, guys, I'm going to take a very brief break of for about 3 or 4 minutes. And then I will be right back to carry on. So I will see you really shortly. Please don't go anywhere. Or do, if you want to. You know, you can do what you want. I'm not your boss. But I will be right back. So I'll see you all again really soon, I hope. Shan't be long. Hello, I'm back. Sorry, I was a couple of minutes longer than I meant to be there. But I'm here now. And let's continue with the modding. Just close that. I don't need it to go gling all the time. Well, I like the glings, but, you know, don't want notification pings from Discord while that's going on. Hello, Voslar, and welcome to the stream. Right, let's just go. Screen with camera. I'm in Smallland in the corner. Right, so... where do we get up to? We got up to this. Backpack's gone suspiciously damp. I think a potion may have broken. Sorry. And we had that for the 6 possible health potions, which I think is fine. So that's good. Oh, tiny Lucien fell down. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Here, have a sweet roll. Have a sweet roll. There you go. Enjoy. Right. New one, then. What were the other ideas that we had? Is this one of the Creation Kit patches? You mean Creation Club? This is for Creation Club. Yes, this isn't for Legacy of the Dragonborn. Legacy of the Dragonborn patches I won't be doing on stream because they will be very big and they don't lend themselves very well to a short stream like this, whereas these patches I think lend themselves really well to it. Tiny Lucien is adorable, isn't he? But yeah, I think these patches, because they're so small, lend themselves really well to being on stream because I can finish them either in the course of one stream or in a couple of them. So this one was... It's not going in my backpack. Don't even think about it. And of course, Giant's Toe is capitalized because it's the name of an item. I think. I mean, it's not necessarily grammatically correct, but that's the way... I'm trying to follow Skyrim's conventions, and I think Giant's Toe... Giant's Toe? Yeah, it is an item, so capitalized is probably better. I don't know. Yeah, one about his backpack filled with sweet rolls. That's definitely one we can do. Get on that in a sec. So, get item count. Lucien has to have no Giant's Toes. And the player has to have specifically one, because I'm saying that Giant's Toe, which doesn't make sense if the player has more than one. So if the player has specifically one Giant's Toe and Lucien has none, then he could say this if he's also wearing a backpack. Gosh, this is niche. A lot of these lines are never going to play for a lot of people. Right. Here's a great idea for a game. How many sweet rolls can we fit in Lucien's backpack? Here's a great idea for a game. How many sweet rolls can we fit? And is sweet rolls one word or two words? I never know. Sweet roll is one word. Ah, but it's two words in Skyrim. Sweet roll is two words in Skyrim, but one word in other games, so I don't think it really matters, but we'll go with two words to be consistent with Skyrim. How many sweet rolls can we fit in Lucien's backpack? I bet you can't beat 10. And he's going to be beaming for this line. And for this, therefore, get item count. Get item count sweet roll. Sweet roll, what's it called? I don't know what it's called. Food sweet roll. There we go, food sweet roll, which was one word when they planned it like this. It's got to be less than 10. And for the player, has to be greater than or equal to 1. Yes, so then he can make a disgusting thing about the Giant's Toe, yeah. And I get, oh geez, no way. Maybe starting off with a simple companion. Wait, I need a bunch of plus on it faster than anyway. Lines for human heart, flesh to start, heart stuff. Yeah, so the thing to bear in mind is what we're specifically after here is specifically backpack lines, because we can have all sorts of lines about all sorts of items, and they'll go in the main mod. So do keep ideas for those coming, and we'll think about them for the main mod in the future. But I only want lines here that are specifically to do with backpacks, not just to do with Lucien's inventory. So a line like that, Local Witch Goblin, about your encumbrance, would be great to put in the main mod, because that applies whether or not Lucien's wearing a backpack. But doesn't apply so well here. Well, it would still apply here, but that's something to put in the main mod rather than separating out into this patch. And no, I'm not going to be setting up Inigo conversations in patches like this. That's a step too far for me. Any of those would be in the main mod if they're there at all. But we want to keep the complexity to a minimum. But yeah, the key thing, I think, Bonnie Fluff, with making mods is to start small. Definitely don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't start trying to do the mother of all mods with all sorts of bells and whistles and then burn yourself out. It's so important. And I think the advantage with follower modding is you really can start small with that. You can start with a basic NPC that you just place in the world with maybe 1 or 2 lines, and then you can build it up bit by bit, and it works really well. It's really easy to gradually develop it. So I would really recommend doing it like that. Hello, Zooey. Welcome to the stream. What we are doing is we're making a patch for the Creation Club's backpacks file, to make Lucien comment on various different backpacks that you can give him. That's what we're doing. So we've set up a number of very silly lines, and we're just setting up some more. I have here my Pusscat in the background, and I have Tiny Lucien here to assist me. So welcome. Welcome. Right, so we need more lines. So we can have a line then for if you do then put the giant's toe in the backpack. So maybe we could have a goodbye. No, that doesn't really work. Because we can't tell when you've just given it to him. Oh yeah, that works. That works. Something about, yeah, digging into your back. I'm not sure how we managed to fit Wuthrad in this backpack. But Divines, it really digs into the spine. No, I don't believe there is a mead barrel backpack for the Backpacks Creation Club thing. I think you may be confusing it with another mod. Because I'm pretty sure this one doesn't add a mead barrel backpack. We've got the Thief backpack, the Mage, Leather, Hunter, Fur, Fine Leather, and Dark Leather, and Adventurer. And that's it. No, let go. Come on, Tiny Lucien, let go. So this one, therefore, is for if you have Lucien's wearing a backpack, and he has Wuthrad. Now what would this be? This would be C. It's probably C06 Blade of Ysgramor, but I'll just check. Weapon. Wuthrad will be right down the bottom. Yes, C06 Blade of Ysgramor, which they obviously later renamed to Wuthrad. So that's got to be greater than or equal to 1. In fact, we're going to say that's got to be specifically equal to 1. And the trick is Lucien cannot have it equipped. because this doesn't make sense if Lucien has it equipped. So if he's got the item but isn't using it, see Blade of Ysgramor, and the number, and that has to be not equipped. So if Lucien's wearing a backpack, he has this item and it's not equipped, then we're all set. And that works well as well because Lucien has Companion's Commentary already, so that sort of adds to it a little bit. Great stuff. Oh, thanks for the follow, Zooey. Love getting followed. Now, yeah, I think it still needs reworking slightly. Oh, I know how to do it, right. Now, what's this lovely thing sticking out of my backpack? Could it be a sweet roll? No. It's a giant's toe. Oh, and I spelt that wrong again. Which requires, of course, not going to be... No, I'd prefer it didn't play in a dungeon or anything, so we will keep in is in interior 0. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Keep the random percent down to... yeah, keep it low like that. And we're going to add the condition now. Get item count. Giant toes is greater than or equal to 1. That works. Happy with that? I'm happy with that. Run, run, run and jump back and wear a backpack while you run. Good! I'm glad I have your approval. Now, what else should we add? Stand there dying, the seagulls will poke your knees. Oh yeah, the backpack in a backpack thing. Now the thing is, I can't do a general check without having another one of these massive condition stacks, which I don't really want to have 2 of them stacked on top of each other because that really will be getting ridiculous in the game engine. I can't check specifically. I can't check if you generally have a backpack. That's the thing. Oh, I'm sorry it won't work, Lutra. Oh, but of course you can't hear me, so I'll reply. Is the stream behaving for everyone else? Right, so that backpack in a backpack, as amusing as that could be, I don't think I can make that work unless I did it for one specific backpack. Which we can do. We could do with the basic adventurer backpack and the basic adventurer backpack with bedroll, maybe. Okay, item count. Oh, there's always a stream delay. That's inevitable. You can't help that. So we'll say the backpack adventurer or the adventurer with bedroll. I always want to say breadroll. And that's going to be greater than or equal to 1. Backpack with a bread roll would be nice, though. Good, I'm glad it is. It's working for you guys. Well, I suppose if it weren't working for you guys, of course you wouldn't hear me ask that, so you wouldn't reply. But, you know. Greater than or equal to 1. Done. Bread rolls. I fancy a bread roll. Favourite Skyrim food item apart from sweet rolls, everyone? What do you fancy? What is your favourite Skyrim food item apart from a sweet roll? This is what I want to hear. Let's decide this. What's the best, most delicious looking one? Obviously, sweet roll is the most delicious looking one, but what's better than that? Well, not better. What's almost as good? What's the best apart from sweet rolls? Come on. Ooh, creme boiled treats sound good. Ooh, beef stew. You're making me hungry. Not giant's toe. Not giant's toe. Ooh, a honey treat. Those always look delicious, I think. So we're going to do... What was this? This was supposed to be about backpack and a backpack. How many backpacks can I pack in a backpack with a backpack on my back? How many backpacks can I pack in a backpack with a backpack on my back? There we go. Oh, cheese! Cheese for everyone! The dumplings do look good as well. Raw venison doesn't look quite so tempting. Salmon steak. Oh, I'd love a salmon steak. Beef bedroll. Right, so we've got all of those. That works. And that's a hello line. Oh, and maybe we'll add a get rent % onto that as well. It's less than 50. Just to prevent that playing too often. Because that's the sort of line that would get annoying. Cool. Ooh, elsewhere fondue. Now that's got moon sugar in it, hasn't it? Which is a bit sort of druggy for me. But I do love a fondue. Fondue. Fondue? Fondue? Le fondue. Alors, le fondue. You get the cheese, you get the stick, you put the bread on the end of the cheese, and you put it in the bottom of the stick, you take it in the cheese, you take it out the cheese, you put it in your mouth. It's very nice. Very nice. Very nice. No, that's Italian now. Don't know what happened there. Anyway... So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines. We can have more than this. Oh, the crostatas. The snowberry crostatas look good. So we could have some lines now for the specific different types of backpack, couldn't we? Oh, I've got an idea for an idol. Because these are things. I wonder if it's possible to invent some kind of machine to transfer the weight of a backpack down through one's legs. Worth investigating, I think. Lucien there inventing the lifting exoskeleton. Sort of exterior skeleton, perhaps. Some kind of machine to transfer the weight of a backpack down through one's legs. A sort of exterior skeleton, perhaps. I think that's a fun line. They don't all have to be super entertaining. They've just got to add some variety, you know. And we'll keep the get random % down at that. Cool. Right, so we've done that one. We've done that one. Got a fair few lines there. Good time to save, I think, so we don't lose all our progress. Yep, that's fine. Oh, heck. Right, what now? What now? Let's go. Bum, 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 bum. So let's have some lines specific to the different individual backpacks. What do they look like, of course? That'd be good to know. What does the thief backpack look like? Is it possible to look at it? There it is. That's a backpack. Ah, fading signal mods. He's done a list of them. Great stuff. When was this? Back in 2018. Right, pictures of the different backpacks then. So this is the thief one. There's the hunter one. Mage one looks quite stylish. Yes, exactly. Thief backpack not being very sneaky. Oh, Deerbound111 redeemed hydrate. Hello, Deerbound111. Welcome to the stream. Or Direbound. Oh, venison stew and braided bread sounds delicious. Hi! Bum, 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 bum. May has done a wonderful piece of fan art that I will show you in the Discord. Anyway, while we're setting this up, right, so this was now going to be... I think this backpack might be a bit of a giveaway that we're up to no good. Don't you? And this is specifically the thief backpack. And this line is only going to play if you are sneaking. So that means I'm going to need to change the conditions on this quest to take the is sneaking there and put them on each of the individual lines, because this line will be one to play if you are sneaking. I love this emotional baggage line, it's great. Where are we? Fan art. There he is. A Disney Princess Lucien. Look at his face. Oh, he looks so blissed out. Amazing. I love it. Great work, May. Wonderful stuff. Right. So it's sneaking. Now the reason I'm adding these as the first entry in these stacks, even though I tell you never to do that, is because the quest data has a condition of its own that get is ID JR Lucien. That will always be the first one in the stack. Because that's there, that means these will be the second one in the stack and that one, that get is ID JR Lucien, invalidates the conditions for anyone who isn't Lucien. So we shouldn't get the problem with talking activators by having this condition here. Now, what was the... If we minimize all of this, open backpacks again, and armor. The thief backpack was the thief full. So we're going to specifically focus on that one. So we're going to check backpack should be thief full is equal to 1. Now this is going to be is sneaking equals 1. He's going to whisper this. A fellowship of 9 companions. That is going to be a nightmare to get through a dungeon corridor. Heaven forbid you should ever have to turn around. But they're very good choices. I mean, it's literally got a lockpick on the back. Cool. Oh. Right. Back to UESP. Look at more things. Adventurer, dark. So there's the mage one. Oh, that's the dark leather and the fur. These are the ones without stuff on them. Yeah. Right, okay. Got another one then. Note to self. Keeping a scroll on the outside of your backpack is not a good idea when it's raining. Mage, or the other mage with bedroll. Get random percent we don't need anymore because we're going to add a condition here for is raining equals 1. And sneaking now equals 0. Now I usually put my sneaking only lines down to the bottom of the stack. So we have all the non-sneaking ones first, and then all the sneaking ones. I find that easier to align. Yeah, during dungeons, it's definitely a good idea to tell them to guard the campsite, otherwise you're going to run into trouble. Do 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 do. The seagulls will poke your knees. Okay, so that's that line, all sorted. Keeping scrolling outside of the backpack is not a good idea when it's raining. Anybody got any other ideas about lines we could have about the backpack? About any of the backpacks? Anything at all? Any thoughts of backpack line ideas? Because otherwise we can stop there. General one for ones with bedrolls, being able to take a nap anywhere. Yeah, possibly. That's a good thought. Good thought. Of course, the bedroll is entirely aesthetic. You can't actually use the bedroll. Okay. I can do something with this then. Yes, okay. What's the point carrying a bedroll everywhere? If we stay up until stupid o'clock. If we don't actually sleep. What's the point carrying a bedroll everywhere if we don't actually go to sleep at night? And that's if the player is running. Is there an is moving? There is an is moving, that's better. If the player is moving, you're not in an interior, he's wearing a backpack, but we want to exclude all the ones that don't have bedrolls. This is again going to be at night, except we're going to change this slightly to say times that are definitely sleep times, which are greater than 10 p.m. or earlier than 4 a.m. No, I like the stupid o'clock thing, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure it works here. You know, I think I might add that into the main mod. Yeah, no, that's a good shout. Actually, that's fair, Nuna. That's very fair. So from 2 a.m. Let's go from 2 a.m. We're going to change this to an and now. So it's going to be greater than 2 a.m. and less than... No, let's keep it quite narrow, between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. There we go. Because 5 a.m. you could have gotten up very early. But no one's got any business being up at 4 a.m. Is sneaking equals 0, is an interior 0, below is moving is 1, get random time. Boom, done. And then I like the one about not being able to figure out how to get the bedroll off. So I'm going to copy that and move that to that one. And of course this is in his sneaking equals 0 again. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Get the get random percent down to about 50. There's a 4 in the morning as well. I like that. Might absorb that into the main mod as well. Hello, Grapplemint! Welcome to the stream! So this one is now going to be... Can't figure out how to get the bedroll off this backpack. These straps are awfully fiddly. And that works for all the ones with bedrolls. Get the random percent less than 50. And there we go. So unless anyone else can think of any really good lines for specifically to do with backpacks, I'm probably content to park it there. Yay! Thanks for the bits, May! I bet they are. I bet bedrolls are a nightmare to get back into the hole. The sleeping bags. Getting sleeping... Well, no, you see, and this is the trick. There's a kind of sleeping bag which you have to just roll up and try and get it back into the hole, and that is a nightmare. But I have a sleeping bag which is a stuff sack sleeping bag. So you just get the sleeping bag and you just stuff it into the bag. And that's all you need to do. It's designed to squish up in a particular way that you just stuff it in and tie it up, and you don't need to worry about rolling it or anything, and it is massively helpful. So there you go. That's a little anecdote for you there to entertain you all. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 lines. That's not bad for backpacks. So if no one else can think of anything fancy backpack related, then we'll move on. Oh, a follow! Thank you, Kamikaze. That's very kind of you to follow. Welcome to the follower community. Oh, Lucian's dreaming about sweet rolls. That's nice. Lovely having you here. Right, that one and that one. It is you! Hello! I don't know who you are, but hello, it's very good to have you. Oh, wait, is it you, Cam? Is it Cam? I hope it is. I think it is, because he's Kamikaze. I do know you. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing in lockdown? It's wonderful of you to show up. How is everything from you? So, right, so this is Cam, from the real world, who was at uni with me. We were undergrads together. We lived in the same accommodation. He was just up the corridor from me. We shared a kitchen. Of course you wouldn't notice, would you? So Cam also does streaming. And you should totally follow his channel, by the way. If you've not followed his channel, you should click on Cam's channel and you should follow him, because Cam is great. We like Cam. And I'm just going to do that because shamefully I've not followed his channel because I didn't know what his Twitch name was. So I'm going to do that right now, and you should all do the same. Unless this is not his channel. But yeah, anyway, swiftly moving on. Modding, right. Backpacks, things. Got lots of backpacks here. Yes, do try to be wholesome, please. We've got idols, we've got hellos. The only other thing maybe about fighting with a backpack. Yes, we definitely do drink that juice. We're going to save this for a power attack, I think. Fighting with a backpack on. Not as easy as it looks. There we go. Oh, and I've got a copy of the whole condition stack, of course, from the other lines. Which one was a general one? Here we are. Talk about emotional... My backpack's been quite sad recently. Talk about emotional baggage. Copy all of that. Let's grab all those conditions. Stick him on the combat. Here we go. Lovely jubbly. Get a random percent. We want that lower now, I think. We want that really low, because you don't want him to say this all the time while he's fighting. So I'm going to put that down at, I'm guessing here, 1%? Could be okay. That means 1 in 100 attacks he'll say it. Nah, it's not high enough. 5%. I do have merch, Cam. Yes. There is a merch store. Please buy 50 shirts. I would love that. That would be extremely profitable. Yeah, no, there's 2 merch stores. We've got one for Teespring and we've got one on Redbubble with slightly different products on each. And oh, I've fallen out of focus, have I? That does happen sometimes. Hopefully I'll come back into focus. Probably be alright. But yes, the wonderful fan artists, Doodlesaw and Nero Arts, have done some great pieces of merch. Some really cool designs, I think, with Lucien on the front. And yeah, they're on shirts and mugs and clocks and all sorts, really. Thanks. I don't know, they're nice people. It's nice to talk to them. Gives me someone to prattle to. Right, is sneaking is 0, get equipped is there, get random %. Right, and we're going to make this random. Only occurs once every 24 hours. And now, I think we're done. I think we are done implementing all the lines. So now we need to record them. So I'm going to close the creation kit. And we're going to open up an SSE edit. And got to renumber all the form IDs because it's an ESL, and ESLs are a pain. Run, run, run and jump. I can be a backpack while you run. Lucien backpacks patch. That's the one. And we'll see all these errors pop up here any second now. Here come the errors. There they all are. Error, 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 error. Oh, yeah, you follow. Oh, what time is it where you are, May? I can't remember. Where are you in the world? You're in the UK, aren't you? If you're in the UK, it's 7 PM. Probably a good time for Oolong. Oh, 2 follows really quickly. Well, thank you very much for the follow, Paul Patino and Hybrid Rogue. Wonderful to have you. Yeah, no, if you're in England, no, it's a good time for Oolong. Go with Oolong. But you could also get away with Earl Grey, but I'd say Earl Grey is more of a morning/lunchtime tea, probably. So do that. Wait, you're sending the forces, Kamikaze? Cam. Are you, what does that mean? Are you sending me viewers? Because if you are, that's very kind. Right, so we've got that. So we need to renumber. We need to do our basic cleaning things. So first we're going to renumber all the form IDs. Renumber form IDs from 800. So there we go. Renumber those. Bom, 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 bom. Which should now, if we check for errors, they should all be gone. And they are, which is ace. And now we're going to clean the masters. I'm going to generate an SEQ, which we probably won't need, but worth having anyway. Yeah, it has generated one. So we're all set now to record the dialogue. So I'm going to close that down. Open up the CK again, and we're going to open up Cubase. Do some recording. Some voice acting. Of course, it's now loading. But there we go. But yeah, Cam, if you want to share your main channel name, I would love to follow you. If you want to type it in the chat or whatever. And I'm sure my followy people would like to follow you as well, possibly. I don't know. Anyway, right. CC stuff of share Gorath. Do 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 da 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 da. Hit by a boulder. Right. Save as. We're going to call this a new thing. CC backpacks. And I reckon we can probably get through all this dialogue. I've got 50 minutes. I've got until 7:50 to get all this done. I've got to go at 7:50 for dinner, but that gives us 50 minutes to record all this dialogue. We won't probably have time to start on the camping patch, but Okay, fair, Cam, whatever. Right. Lucien backpacks patch. I could be a backpacker while you run. Bum 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 ba da bum bum. The seagulls will poach your knees. Poach? Poke. Poke was what I was trying to say there. Oh, he's going to sleep. Little thing. Right. Show only active forms. Quest. There's our quest. Let's work our way through this dialogue. So we'll go left to right as usual. Start with the combat line that we just set up, which is all fine. So, if you could just move. I'm sorry to wake you. I'm sorry. I'll just pop you over there. Oh, posture check and hydrate. Okay, right. Fighting with a backpack on. Not as easy as it looks. I'll chug it in a sec. Hang on. Now we have got hum. Static electrical interference going on in the microphone. So let me just... If I just tap it, try and earth it, that often does the job. Just remove any static interference. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello there, my name is Lucien Flavius. No, there is interference. Why is there interference? In the flesh, he has less pixels. Yes, that is true. I do have less pixels in the flesh. Right. Still working? Have we still got... Yeah, we still got audio. So it will dip while I'm fiddling with the mic here, but I do need to try and get rid of this hum. Testing, testing, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's not working now. Now it has got confused. Hello? Hello? No, that's not responding. We still responding in the audio in the stream? Yes, we are. That's good. Why are you not behaving? Oh, yay, thanks for the follow, Zunic. Right. Let's sort this. VST connections, Focusrite, Scala audio input. Tiers connected. I'm going to restart Cubase. The seagulls will poke your knees. This is the hydrates that you guys asked for. Let it not be said that a Russell does not pay his debts. Right, that's Cubase gone. Let's restart it. The seagulls, stop it now. Right. Come on. You working now? Yes. Good. Please no buzzing. Are you guys hearing buzzing? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. No. There we go. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's still not active. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Nope, no buzz from you, guy. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, buzzer's gone. Excellent, we're all set. Can I talk like Stewie from Family Guy? No, I can't. Because I don't watch Family Guy. I know he's got a sort of evil genius voice, but I don't know what I can do, really, rather than, change my tone slightly. But I don't think that's quite right. Is that quite right? That's slightly better. Something about building a ray gun and something. Something. Oh, and he's got a crush on Grant Gustin, hasn't he? I've seen that clip. Grant Gustin plays the Flash on the CW. That's the best I can get. So, there you go. Fighting with a backpack on? Not as easy as it looks. Yeah, that'll do. Remember, of course, the that'll do rule of recording voice acting, which is to say, if the line sounds right, more or less, you've got a vague amount of emotion in it, and it doesn't sound like you're reading out loud, then it'll do. Otherwise, you will burn yourself out recording loads of these. Right. CC backpacks. 1. Run, run, run and jump back and be a backpack while you run. I'm just going to pop you back to the big camera for a sec. Oh, Cam, if you're still watching, by the way, that grey fluff over there is my cat, Grey, who you won't have seen before. She's asleep right now. She might wake up at some point. But she's very sweet. So, that's her. Right. Pop this back onto there while I go there. Data. I'm sure she would say hi back were she awake. But I don't want to disturb her. I woke her up several times earlier to give her treats. Where are we? OneDrive archive. Documents. Where are my audio files? Void cat. Yeah, just a grey puddle. Skyrim modding. Lucien. Date modified. Here we are. Right. That goes there. JR Lucien voice goes there on the other side. And now we're good to go back to the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh, another follow. Thanks for the follow, Boogoo Shamey. Are you all Cams people? Because that's awfully kind if you are. Thank you, Cam, for bringing these people here. It's who you know, isn't it? It's not what you know, it's who you know. Right. Backpacks goes in there. Oh, but that's in the wrong folder, of course. We want to go in a new folder here. For new folder. Lucien backpacks patch.esp, in which we have the folder for JR Lucien voice. There we go. And that's in the right place now, so we need to rename it according to the ID. And then generate the lip sync. And we're all set. Ah, local witch goblin, you didn't follow before. Thank you for following now. Lovely of you to do so. Right. Misk. Jurt G follows me. These are all Cam's people. Cam loves me. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you, Cam. I love you too. Right. My backpack's been quite sad recently. No, let's try that again. So this is a joke, so... My backpack's been quite sad recently. Talk about emotional baggage. I'm going to try that one more time. My backpack's been quite sad recently. Talk about emotional baggage. A little snicker at the end. Yeah, we can try that. My backpack's been quite sad recently. Talk about emotional baggage. I don't like the snicker. Doesn't quite work. Thing is, you see, we have a lot of lines with Lucien where where he says, get it, emotional baggage, or whatever, he draws attention to it. And I don't want to overdo that. I don't want the player to constantly, some of them he has to deliver differently. I don't know. We've got to try and mix it up a bit. But I like that take. We'll export that, I think. So thank you, May, for providing that line. They are not high. His standards as a comedian are horribly low. Before you ask, no, there's no room in my backpack for any more firewood. Not... Oh, fire. I said that wrong. I went Australian there. Firewood. Good day, mate. There's no room for any more firewood in my backpack. Before you ask, no, there's no room in my backpack for any more firewood. Not a single log. Sorry. That's good. I like that. Right, question. What software do you use for voicing Lucien? I'm hoping to make a custom voice follower as well, but I've never done anything like that before. Right, yes, so the software that I am using here is Cubase, but that is paid for software. I use it because it comes for free with the Scarlett Studio Solo Pack. That's the microphone that I use. It's linked in the below the stream. If you click on my Amazon Blacksmith, you'll see my my build, which includes the bits I use for streaming. But yeah, so I use Cubase because it comes with that, and that's what this software is. I find it very good, very easy to use. However, if you don't have that, Audacity is a very good piece of software for voice acting. And if you take a look at my video that I did the other day on my YouTube channel, which was how to make a custom voiced follower mod like Lucien Part 0, I've walked through all these hardware and software that you'll need to install on there. So if you check out that video, you'll see where you can get all the different software that you need, and I talk about the ones I use for voice acting. Audacity, I think, is probably your best port of call. Nuna's just linked the video in the chat. Thank you, Nuna. But yeah, Audacity is the one to go for, I think. So do check that out. But I'll show you how to install everything in the video. Thank you for the question. That was a good question. And we'll be filming more episodes of that series as time goes by. So I will guide you, the idea being that I'll guide you through the entire process of making a follower mod from start to finish. With all the bells and whistles that Lucien has. So do check that out if that sounds interesting to you. No problemo. My backpack's gone suspiciously damp. I think a potion may have broken. Sorry. Yeah, that's fine. Just export that. Yeah, soggy boy indeed. Right, another line. That giant's toe is not going in my backpack. Don't even think about it. That was fine. Doggos in puddles, soggy boys. Oh, I love. Bum 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 ba-dum. Right. Another line. Here's a great idea for a game. How many sweet rolls can we fit in Lucien's backpack? I bet you can't beat 10. Voice cracked a bit there. And I know Lucien's voice cracks all the time, but, you know. Here's a great idea for a game. How many sweet rolls can we fit in Lucien's backpack? I bet you can't beat 10. I cracked again. Here's a great idea. No. Here's a great idea for a game. How many sweet rolls can we fit in... Cat bells in the background. Oh, Gray, you ruined my take. Question from Nuna. Sorry if you've already said I missed it, but which do you think would be Lucien's favourite aesthetically? Oh, the mage backpack, I think. I think that would be his favourite. Not, yeah, this one. Because I think the others are a bit sort of meh. But the mage one is very elegant. With the red gem and the scroll and everything. I like this. Here's a great idea for a game. How many sweet rolls can we fit in Lucien's backpack? I bet you can't beat 10. His voice was a bit low there. I think he sounded too much like me and not enough like Lucien. Here's a great idea for a game. How many sweet rolls can we fit in Lucien's backpack? I bet you can't beat 10. Yeah, I like that one. That'll do. Running out of time. Only got 20 minutes left on the stream. Oh, that's a handy thing, Ninja. Yeah, of course you can, Nuna. Mods get privileges. I'm not sure how he managed to fit Wuthrad in this backpack, but Divines, it really digs into the spine. That's a good one. Thank you, Lord of all Frogs. I like that line too. How many backpacks can I pack in a backpack with a backpack on my... Tongue twister, went wrong there. Okay. How many backpacks can I pack... Okay, I shouldn't have written this line. How many backpacks can I pack in a backpack with a backpack on my back? Yeah, I like that. Asiris. Apologies if you've answered this already. Do you have plans to add Fully Beyond Skyrim Broomer mod? Yes! Yes, I do. Everyone asks that all the time. And yes, I do have plans to add lines for the Beyond Skyrim Broomer mod. Absolutely. Definitely will. It's just a matter of getting around to it, finding the time to do it. Thank you for the applause, Lord of all Frogs. I'm glad I have the entire kingdom of frogs behind me. It's good to know I can count on their ribbity support. There we go. Thank you, Vikil. Just checking nothing's going on. Right. How many backpacks can I pack in a backpack with a backpack on my back? That one's done. How do you reckon Lucien would react to the player calling him Lucy? He would not like it, not one bit. For that is a girl's name. It is not his name, it's an entirely different name. His name is Lucien. Note to self. Keeping a scroll on the outside of your backpack is not a good idea when it's raining. Ha! Sorry, Ninja, to throw that curveball on you. I'm afraid I haven't kept up with your fanfic. But no, he wouldn't be keen on Lucy. I can't figure out how to get the bedroll off this backpack. The straps are awfully fiddly. How's that? Yeah, that was fine. I wonder what Lucien's job would be in the real world. I expect he would be a researcher of some kind. He'd be an academic, a scholar. He'd probably work at a university. Yeah. Researching either history or science, one of the two. Now this is a sneak line, so it needs to be whispered, but it needs to be whispered loudly, which is always difficult to do. I think this backpack might be a bit of a giveaway that we're up to no good, don't you? I mean, it's literally got a lockpick on the back. Yeah, that one was alright. Bit of a growl on back at the end, but I think it's fine. There we go, export that. Because when I was trying all this, right, when I was first setting out to write sneaking and non-sneaking lines for Lucien, which of course was inspired by the wonderful Inigo, who does that, and I think it's a wonderfully immersive feature, so I thought I'd borrow inspiration for it. But I was testing it out, and I found if you add to actual whispering, if you do, "Hello, my name is Lucien," because it's so difficult then to hear it unless you increase the volume. And if you increase the volume, it then just sounds weird. Like, it's not realistic if someone's whispering that loudly. It just doesn't sound right. So I found that the only way to make it sound convincing, but also like Lucien was making an attempt to be stealthy, was to do a sort of half-whisper kind of talk. So you sound slightly hushed, but you're not actually whispering. You're just sort of lowering your voice a bit. So that's what he does when he's sneaking. And I think it works all right. Oh, he's after my mouse. Oh, no, he's not. There he is. Yeah, go on. Right. Run, run, run and jump. I can wear a backpack while we run. Yay! Thanks for the bits, Vickle. That's very generous of you. 100 hearts. Thank you so much. That's really kind. Little Easter egg in there for you. For fans of that very specific Star Wars video. But, you know, it's nice to have those very niche Easter eggs in there. There's one for the Wombles, which goes over most people's heads. But every now and again, I get a nice little message from someone who recognises it. And it takes them back to their childhood, which I think is a really nice thing. Underground, overground, adventuring free. Be-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum. Do you think we could maybe stop for a rest? My backpack is getting heavy. Ah, well, Nuna, it will only play in a cave. So that's probably why you've not heard it, unless you don't spend much time in caves. It's a rare line that will play in caves. Yeah, that's good. Well, you need to go to caves more often. That's what it is. It's the Wombles. Underground, overground, wombling free. The Wombles of Wimbledon, common are we. I like sneaking little things like that in there. Just makes a few people happy. What's the point of carrying a bedroll? What's the point of carrying a bedroll everywhere if we don't actually go to sleep at night? I got the emphasis slightly wrong there. What's the point of carrying a bedroll? What's the point of carrying a bedroll everywhere if we don't actually go to sleep at night? Yeah, that's good. Ah, and I've thought of something else. A condition we can add to that line to make it work even better. We can check for well rested and make sure the player hasn't got it, because that'll help eliminate situations where you've literally just woken up from being asleep. So we'll add that. I'll just put that across over there. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I can't remember the rest of the lyrics either. Right. Has magic effect? Has magic effect. And now this is going to be well rested. Equals 0 on the player. Whack that at the bottom, just above get random percent. And we're going to duplicate that. Bonnie Fluff, no way did you just type that just as I was doing it. I still think you should make sure that you don't get that line with the well-rested bonus. That's literally what that's what I'm doing right now. Literally right now. So, bum 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 bum. Has magic effect rested at 0. Rested skill effect is 0. Done. That's both of those done. And then I'm going to add that also to this one about stopping for a rest. Oh, I did. If you did say it earlier, then I'm sorry, I didn't spot it. Oh, I can see if I can find the vampire equivalent, the werewolf equivalent, but it might not. Oh, there's also rested marriage, lover's comfort, isn't there? So I'll add that one as well. But those are the only 3 it's offering me. So we'll take those. I think the restless sleep thing is a permanent passive effect that prevents it from giving you that effect. I don't know whether it only applies after you've just slept. But anyway, right. 0, 0, 0. Good stuff. Make sure you've got none of those. No, there's just 2 lines left to record, and I've only got 7 minutes to do it. So I'm going to quickly do these last 2, and then we can end the stream. Now what's this lovely thing sticking out of my backpack? Could it be a sweet roll? No! It's a giant's toe! That's good, I think. Line 15. Done and export. What would be a quest ID? Not quite sure what you're talking about there. This is the final line. I wonder if it's possible to invent some kind of machine to transfer the weight of a backpack down through one's legs. A sort of exterior skeleton, perhaps. There we go, and we're done. Honestly, I don't know how the lover's comfort... Oh, you're responding to me? Yeah, I don't really know how the lover's comfort thing works, but I would have thought... I don't know. I really don't know. I'd have to look into the scripts to see how that's implemented in-game. I'm really not quite sure how that one is done. I'm sure it's very possible. But it might involve you making a script to add Kaiden to a particular leveled list for a list of followers. I don't know. I don't know what exactly it'll be checking for. There'll be something it checks for. As marriage candidates. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm sure it's perfectly doable, though. Yay! Thanks for the bits, May! Right, I think we're done now. We've done all the lines, and it's 1:45, so it's about time for me to end, because I've got to go and have dinner. They're all set up, so what I'm going to do now, after this, is my next step is going to be to test it in-game, make sure that the lines seem to fire. I might have to fiddle with the get random percents in that in order to force them, because otherwise it'll take me a long time. Then I will package it all up, get in touch with the testing team. That's Nuna and anyone else who's willing to help in the testing part of the Discord. And anyone who's got the backpacks thing to give it a try, make sure it behaves for them, and then I'll probably release it this weekend. So yeah, that's where we're at. Gonna sign off now, I think. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry none of you don't feel like I particularly taught any of you anything useful this time. Oh, crikey! Victoria's donated $10. Thank you so much. That's so lovely of you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. That's really generous. Thank you. That's so kind. Really lovely. Thank you. But, yeah, I'm going to sign off. Yeah, you guys didn't have any questions today, really, of stuff that I could have taught you. But as ever, do tune in if you want to, if you have anything you want to ask, because I'm always happy to help. And I will be here next Thursday for more Lucien modding, and I'll probably be online before then for other game stuff throughout the week. Sorry, there we go. Probably play some more Elder Scrolls Legends, and I want to get into Dark Souls, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I will be doing that throughout the week, so I will see you all again really soon, whenever that may be. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye!